In today's segment, I'll be discussing about proteins. Proteins, they are the most abundant biomolecules of the living system. The chief sources of protein are milk, egg, cheese, pulses, peanuts, fish, meat, etc. They occur in every part of the body and form the fundamental basis of structure and functions of life. They are also required for growth and maintenance of the body. How will you get the word protein? The word protein is derived from the Greek word proteas, which means primary or of prime importance. All proteins, they are polymers of amino acids. What are proteins? Proteins, they are polymers of amino acids. What are amino acids? Amino acids, they contain one amino and one carboxyl groups. That is the functional groups. Next is classification of amino acids. Amino acids, they are classified into acidic, basic and neutral depending upon the relative number of amino and carboxyl acid groups in their molecule. Equal number of carboxyl group and amino group makes it neutral, and more carboxyl group as compared to amino group makes it acidic, and more NH2 group compared to carboxyl group makes it basic. The amino acid which cannot be synthesized in the body and must be obtained through diet, they are known as essential amino acids. What are essential amino acids? The amino acids which cannot be synthesized in the body and must be obtained through diet. Example, valine, leucine. Here I have given only two examples. More examples are there. In the case of essential amino acid as well as non-essential amino acid. Always learn the simplest thing. And next one is non-essential amino acid. The amino acids which can be synthesized in the body are known as non-essential amino acids. Example, glycine, alanine. If you see the characteristics of amino acids, they are found to be colorless crystalline solids, found to be water soluble and high melting solids. Amino acids, they behave like salts rather than simple amines or carboxylic acid. This is because of the presence of both acidic and basic groups in the same molecule. In aqueous solution, the carboxyl group can lose a proton, and the amino group can accept a proton, giving rise to a dipolar ion. This is the dipolar ion which is otherwise known as the Zitter ion. In Zitter ionic form, amino acids, they show amphoteric behavior because they react with both acids and bases. Next, we will discuss about the structure of proteins. We have already learned that proteins, they are the polymers of amino acids and they are connected to each other by a peptide bond. What do you mean by a peptide bond or a peptide linkage? An amide linkage formed between, amide linkage means CONH linkage. Amide linkage is nothing but the CONH linkage. Okay. An amide linkage formed between COOH group and NH2 group. Let's see how an amide linkage is formed. An amide linkage is nothing but the peptide linkage. How the peptide linkage is formed? The OH group, that is of one carboxylic acid, and the hydrogen atom of the amino group of one carboxylic acid is removed as water molecule, and we are having our CONH linkage. Here also, that is one hydrogen atom will be lost, and here OH, so there will be loss of water molecule. Like this, a dipeptide, tripeptide will be formed, and finally you will be having a polypeptide chain. Proteins, on the basis of their molecular shape, they can be classified into fibrous proteins and globular proteins. In the case of fibrous proteins, the polypeptide chains, they run parallel and are held together by hydrogen and disulfide bonds. Fiber-like structure is formed. In the case of globular proteins, the chain of polypeptides coil around to give a spherical shape. Fibrous proteins, they are insoluble in water. Examples, keratin which is present in hair, wool and silk, myosin which is present in muscles. Globular proteins, they are soluble in water, example insulin and albumins. The structure and shape of proteins can be studied at 4 different levels: primary, secondary, tertiary and then quaternary. Let us discuss about the structure and shape of proteins. First one is the primary structure. The primary structure of proteins may have one or more polypeptide chains. Each polypeptide in a protein has amino acids linked with each other in a specific sequence. Here the specific sequence is the key word when you are discussing about primary structure, because any change in the sequence of amino acid creates a different protein. Any change in the sequence will create a different protein. Next one is the secondary structure of proteins. This refers to the shape in which a long polypeptide chain can exist. The secondary structure of proteins, they are found to exist in two different types of structures. One is alpha helix and the other one is beta pleated structure. This arises due to the regular folding of the backbone of the polypeptide chain due to hydrogen bonding between CO and NH groups. Alpha helix is one of the most common ways in which a polypeptide chain forms all possible hydrogen bonds by twisting into a right hand screw. In beta structure, all peptide chains are stretched out to nearly maximum extension, then laid side by side, which are held together by intermolecular hydrogen bonds. This structure resembles the pleated folds of drapery and therefore known as beta pleated sheet. Next is the tertiary structure. The tertiary structure represents the overall folding of the polypeptide chains, that is further folding of the secondary structure. This gives rise to two major molecular shape, which is nothing but fibrous and globular proteins. The forces which stabilize secondary tertiary structures are hydrogen bonds, disulfide linkages, van der Waals and electrostatic forces of attraction. Next is the quaternary structure. In the quaternary structure of proteins, some of the proteins, they are composed of two or more polypeptide chains referred to as subunits. The two or more polypeptide chains, they are referred to as subunits. The spatial arrangement of these subunits with respect to each other is known as quaternary structure. In the case of quaternary structure, some of the proteins, they are composed of two or more polypeptide chains and these are known as subunits, and the spatial arrangement of these subunits with respect to each other is known as quaternary structure. Next is denaturation of proteins. Proteins found in biological system with a unique 3D structure and biological activity is called native protein. When there is a change in pH, change in temperature, the hydrogen bonds are disturbed. Due to this, the globules unfold and helix got uncoiled and protein loses its biological activity. This is known as denaturation of protein. During denaturation, the secondary and tertiary structures are destroyed, but the primary structure remains intact. The coagulation of egg white on boiling is a common example of denaturation. Another example is curdling of milk, which is caused due to the formation of lactic acid by the bacteria present in milk.